welcome to Doors and Corners, a sci-fi and fantasy film commentary podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Zach. And every Friday we sit down and watch a science fiction or fantasy film and give our 2 cents on its quality, production, story, and trivia.
We watch the film together, but without sounds or visuals provided to avoid copyright issues. But if you do have access, we encourage you to join us and follow along.
Here, we like to keep things casual, and there may be discussions of spoilers or sensitive materials or language. But we do try and keep things clean and family-friendly. Ultimately, the goal of this podcast is to create the experience of us all sitting down and watching this movie together.
So get ready to hit that play button, because we're about to get started.
Damn doors and corners, I mean, that's where they get you.
Welcome back to Doors and Corners. I'm Brian.
I'm Zach.
And we're
we
wrapping
have
up a what do you call this? A duality?
Duology.
Aliens, and Predator, singular, Requiem.
Aliens versus Predator, Requiem.
I always liked the whole, the Earth with them staring him, down on the poster thing. It's kind of grr. What are you gonna say?
Brian, I am on a diet. I'm hangry and mad, just all through. Tired, exhausted from a long day of broken garage doors and landscaping. And I just am excited to tear apart a crappy movie.
Okay. Well, I don't hate this movie with as much passion as a lot of people do, but it's a very bad movie. So it's going to be fun. I get very, very giddy. So, we watched very recently AVP. And one of the biggest criticisms, you mentioned this at the top of that episode, and I agree with you, one of its biggest weaknesses is going PG-13. This movie is very much not PG-13. They really decided to swing back to R. But they also forgot an important part of filming. What do you think the one big thing that they forgot that you need when you film things?
Is it perhaps the lights?
The lights! They blew all their money on blood and gore and blue liquid. They got to get that blue, that Kool-Aid stuff. And they forgot to hire a cinematographer.
Yeah. You see, the directors of this film, Colin and Greg Strauss, they're brothers, okay?
They call themselves the Brothers Strauss because they're that
Brothers
cool.
Strauss. Yeah. So they're not huge directors, okay? These guys were doing pretty much just music videos, okay? People like Disturbed and Godsmack and Linkin Park. I think they slummed it for Nickelback at one point. But they've literally directed only 2 movies ever, which was this and a movie called Skyline from 2012. Which was actually
like a tie-in to a video game, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. But Skyline was kind of horrible in a lot of ways. But it was kind of an interesting premise. It had some cool moments, and the weird thing about it is that it got a sequel that ended up being better than it should have been. It's just oh, okay, so there's something here. But they didn't direct that. And unfortunately, these guys are just not very good directors. But what they do is visual effects.
Yeah, I'd say they're VFX guys.
And they do the VFX pretty darn well. But one of the things about visual effects is that they work really well when... visual effects will work really well when it's dark. So they will... for this movie in particular... They're just let's just make it really dark, so that way we can get away with a whole bunch of visual effects stuff.
Because this movie was made on a pretty, not tiny budget, but definitely it did not as much money as the previous film, correct?
That is correct. Because the previous one was 60 to 70 million, it says. And it made a profit, not a huge profit, but enough of a profit. They're okay, we'll do another one, but we'll do it cheaper. At $40 million. So, not quite half, but significantly less. and it actually made just about as much money as the first one. It grossed about $130 million. So it did bring in money.
Yeah, I mean, because you need
And
the golden rule is kind of 2.5 times your budget. Is
something like that. It really depends because the advertising budget for this one wasn't huge like AVP was. This one they were just kind of like, I think they knew that it wasn't great. So they were just like,
yeah. Well, and they
sure it is.
yeah, and I mean they were. I mean because the next movie in the franchise was Predators, right? A couple years after this, like in 2010, I say somewhere around there. Anyways, which I
Yes.
like that movie, but it's when you have a movie that you do have some diminishing returns, and the response to this movie. I mean, this movie is legendarily bad. I mean, AVP definitely isn't considered a classic, but this movie, but it has its defenders. You know, you're one of them that can be like, no, there's a lot to love here. This movie has very few of those. No, I'm talking about AVP compared to this. This movie, I don't think. I mean, I've not found anybody who will do anything more than point out a few things about this movie that are okay, but still call it horrible. And I'm kind of in that crowd. There's a few things about this that I like that we'll get into, but it ain't a good film. It is. There's so. This movie, like every bad cliche from horror films, is mixed in with just very lackluster Predator and Alien stuff. And the whole thing, you can't see anything. I mean, really, that's kind of everything. I mean, and it's just like I think the characters are even worse when it comes to being memorable than they were in AVP. It's just, and you can tell that they're going for these like archetypes, these horror movie archetypes of the hot girl, the bully, the inept sheriff. I mean, all these things, right? You just it's set in rural America, kind of like a small town in Colorado, I think. That on one hand does make it feel a little more relatable, I guess is a word you could use from a horror point of view of like, okay, you could imagine that this is in a setting that you could find yourself in. So maybe, but it's still not shot in a way where it turns into there's no tension. It's just stupid. This movie's stupid.
This movie is best described as really stupid. Yes.
Yeah, but we should definitely not. But we're gonna have so much time to talk as they just walk around in the dark. Let's why don't you give us the quick rundown of the creds, and we'll jump into this thing.
Yeah, not a huge preamble for this one today. This is Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I don't know why it's called that. I don't know why it's called Requiem. It doesn't make any sense to me. Requiem means something completely different. I mean, Requiem means essentially a musical composition for like Catholic Mass. Or like a token of remembrance. It makes no sense for it to be in the title of this movie. So we have Alien vs. Predator Requiem, or AVPR, because they were still sticking with that. Which, if you listened to our Alien vs. Predator podcast, you would have heard us talk about weird stuff where they kept...
it was the thing for a while.
Yeah, like initials. Okay? So this is Alien vs. Predator Requiem, 2007, rated R, which is like its only good point. But even then, they take that actually a little too far in spots.
Yeah.
1 hour and 34 minutes long, so it's nice and brisk. Directed, of course, by Colin and Greg Strauss, or the Brothers Strauss. Written by a lot of different people, and you can tell.
You didn't need a writer for
Shane
this.
Salerno, Dan O'Bannon. Starring, of course, the ever famous Rico Ellsworth, Stephen Pascal, Sharika Epps, John Ortiz, Johnny Lewis, Ariel Grade, and Kristen Hager. Yeah. Really, just recognizable names, right?
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I know... you saw your name again? Rikeo? I can see it.
It's like Rico Aylesworth?
Yeah.
Aylesworth?
She was like the one person who had... I mean, she had done 24. She'd been Michelle Dessler in 24. So she had a little bit of, and that show was, I think people forget how big that show was for a couple of years. And then Zach and I, we were both big fans of the Stargate franchise, and she does have a limited role in Stargate Universe. So, I mean, she's done some stuff.
Stupid role.
Yeah. And then the guy who plays the sheriff, I know he's done, What's the
Yeah,
actor's
he
name?
went on to do a little bit more.
Yeah, he's done some stuff.
Yeah, because that was John Ortiz. Morales is all that they give his name is here, but Sheriff Morales. Show some respect.
One.
But he was in things like Silver Linings Playbook and American Gangster. He was in one of the Fast and Furious movies, I think.
He
But
was
he's
he was
popped
a
up in
villain, wasn't he?
several. Um, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
it doesn't
remember.
matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember. That movie was awful.
Yeah,
Fast and Furious. It was.
he's not a bad actor by any means, but he's yeah.
I
Those are the
remember him
only.
from like little stuff where he popped up. Stuff like the Bumblebee movie, which is better than it should have been. Ad Astra, the Heart of Darkness adaptation done with Deep Space and Tommy Lee Jones and Brad Pitt.
He was in
Um,
he was in the Michael Mann Michael Mann when he did the Miami Vice the big film try with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. He was like the main like money gangster dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the movie has issues. Anyways,
What's Michael Mann movie?
I love Michael Mann. He's one of my favorite directors. But
I get why people love Michael Mann, but the fact is he's made a lot more crappy movies than he has good movies.
his good movies are really good. Anyways, different discussion.
That's just a thing.
But yeah, so he's done some stuff. But yeah, not a whole lot. Yeah, not very much that was very notable here. So, but yeah, let's just jump right into this thing,
Kong
man.
Skull Island, that was it. He was like one of the scientists who follows around what's his face and then eventually gets eaten by a monster.
Yeah. He's
The
got
fat
he's got a very distinct face and accent, and I don't mean that in any like cliche way. Like he's memorable because he does have some presence. I think this movie just had no idea what his character is super generic. I think seeing him in other things, he could have been more memorable in this film. But this, I just literally thought of this, and I think this is very true. This movie 100% could have been written by AI. If you just told it like your parameters, like so I want to like Predator, Alien, and horror films, go, and you just gave it like the right prompts. This is absolutely could be a Chat GPT movie. Except the ending. The ending is weird, but let's talk about it when we get there. But like the ending, not even weird. It's like okay, that's a choice.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna hit that play button in 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, honestly, given the amount of stuff to talk about with this movie being, actually fairly negligible, this might be like our shortest podcast ever. Hour and a half movie. It's bad. We're going to sit here and say it's bad.
Well, and the credits are long enough that the actual movie is only an hour and 25 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's...
But we'll have things to say.
Yeah, we immediately have like the little Predator grass stuff in like the bottom of the font. It's like, all right, guys. But we already briefly touched on this at the end of last week's episode. It's the way this opens makes the ending of AVP worse. There you go, AVPR. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop.
Avper. Want to go see Avper?
That you kind of immediately... It's one thing, too, that I think that these movies... They make the Predators just less impressive, less interesting. That again, when you have this whole ship get like massive, it's like you should have had. Gosh, you could have had the first third of the movie take place up here.
Yeah. Did you know that you're actually like, if you're thinking about it, most of this movie or a portion of this movie takes place while Alexa Wood, the protagonist from the first one, is probably still huddled in a snowcat, eating granola bars, waiting for someone to come rescue her.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that?
I mean, well, yeah, because they showed how quickly the gestation happens. They didn't match these scenes at all, by the way. I was watching some of the behind the scenes, Cinema Sins, we're going through this. The episode is kind of legendary, by the way. Oh my gosh, there's so many sins in this movie. Anybody who's interested in that kind of stuff, go watch the episode. It's fantastic. But they didn't. The bed's different. Where it bursts out of the chest is different. The earth in the background is different. Like they didn't bother to like.
Effects are very different.
Yeah, they didn't bother to match it at all.
Like that's almost helpful in a way that you can sit there and say, this is actually just like a simulation that the Predators are running. This is like a VR game for them. Pay no attention.
Yeah.
Like, what's this guy doing? He's just like hanging out with his little laser tong thing. Like, why does it need a tong if it has a laser? But
Well,
yeah, look how just dark it is.
yeah, it's but even
Like, this
here.
is kind of cool.
Well, it is,
I don't mind
but
this.
the oh.
Oh, except for
Now
that.
this is where Caravan of Garbage I loved. They're just
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
there should be some really basic rules here, right? First is
Don't
scan,
shoot
yeah, but like
inside.
scan every predator that comes in your spaceship that's been fighting aliens, and then don't shoot your guns inside the spaceship.
Yeah, there's no, like, it feels just. Think about how flimsy that ship has to be. That plasma caster burst open Duke's head in the first Predator movie, right?
Yeah,
Like, that is established. That happened. So what we have is that their ship is so flimsy that something that can pop a human head will blow you out of orbit.
it's a heck of a
Like-
plasma caster.
Yeah, like, was it turned up to 11?
Well, he forgot to disengage the safety.
Clearly.
Where it was like it was set to stun, which would kill a human, but only scar. But yeah, it is just the idea that it blows the hole. It's just it's stupid. And
Yeah, it's a. And where did those things come? Where did the facehuggers come from?
well, they did show they had a bunch in tubes.
Oh, okay, fine. You're right.
They did show they had a bunch in tubes.
Mm-hmm.
And here too, again, the inconsistency of how powerful the Predator explosions are. Oh no!
Yeah.
No, did the bomb does the bomb even go off? I'm trying to
No,
remember.
no, the bomb doesn't go off. The Predalien stops it,
That's right.
or something like that.
But this whole sequence,
Okay, I will give it a couple things. All right, I like how this is filmed. The cinematography here, like the shots, the God rays coming through, like the way that the forest looks and feels. It doesn't feel quite like a soundstage. It probably is, but like there's things about it that I do like. I like this, the alien blood and being how caustic it is. That I'm like, you know what? Okay, yeah, all right. I dig this. That's terrifying. That's horrifying.
yeah,
Like, there's some small things just about like the feel of it as like a slasher horror almost. I'm okay with, but only a little bit.
yeah.
And then it's that.
And then it's just like right away, like okay, so we have killed a kid. Well, I mean,
Yes.
he's not officially dead yet, but we are.
We're going into the
5
gratuity.
Yeah, we are 5 minutes into this movie, and just kind of gives you an idea. I love that is like his teeth.
And-
Like this is like the gaming chair. Have you seen like the AliExpress gaming chairs, right? That have like the over the head, but like the monitors in front of you. It looks like a scorpion. I think
Yeah.
that they got their idea from the Predator chair here.
So this right here, though, this is kind of interesting in that this is the first and only time to this point that we have seen the Predator homeworld on film.
Yeah.
Which you brought up Caravan of Garbage, and I gotta say, I really like their whole thing where they're just like, is there a Predator call center?
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Okay,
they look at those buildings,
Yeah.
Like, are there predators in there that's just like, oh, hey, I'm going to sell you hunter's insurance?
yeah. Okay, you brought up Scar, your favorite Predator,
Yes,
in the last movie. I think this one's named Wolf.
Wolf. They named him Wolf specifically after the character of the Wolf from Pulp Fiction because his whole thing is that he's supposed to be a fixer.
I like this Predator very much, actually. He's a little bit sleeker. I think his face was cool.
Mhm.
His armor's kind of
Yeah.
classic. Now, again, they don't show him very well once we get into the meat of this film, but actually, this is one of my favorite. This might be my favorite Predator after the original with Arnold.
Okay, and which is totally valid. He's the best part of the movie, the
Oh,
Predator
easily.
here. And here we are introduced to
And
generic protagonist man.
Yeah, this is like, we could literally just be like, let's just talk about whatever, because nothing of consequence is going to happen now for a while. This is just, it's just stupid, cliche filler going on here.
Yeah.
I couldn't name one of these characters to save my children's life.
I remember Dallas.
It's Bart Mancuso's boat. You know, he's gone deep. He's tracking a magma displacement.
That's not a magma displacement. That's an alpha.
Oh, that's a typhoon.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It was a typhoon, but there's lots of alphas.
There are lots of alphas, but yeah, this whole thing. I mean, this whole thing. So okay, so we've got, small town. Obviously, he's back from prison or whatnot. You get like
prison, yeah. It never says it outright, but
it's obvious here. The kid, working at the pizza place. The bullies are so cliche. This other guy wearing the hat opposite him, they try to do something with him later. I appreciate on paper that they were like, let's try to build some characters. But then they stopped because they said, let's try to build some characters. And they went to the Cliff Notes for every horror film made in the 90s. And they just copied their homework.
They're like, dude, you know what's really good? Like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Let's take Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 characters and make them our protagonists.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good idea, good idea.
I always wondered if this storm drain was like realistic in terms of like, is this? I've never really explored storm drains. Do they have like that big of an exit, like just into the woods? Is that a thing?
There's some near where I live that are very similar to that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how prolific they are. They're often quite small. They're not like super deep. Oh, we're going into a big elaborate sewer system. They're mostly like, oh, we have to go underneath this road for 100 yards. So
it is realistic though that you have, the homeless thing. I mean, that'd be obviously, realistic.
And the cops are gonna know him.
Oh yeah, yep. They've interacted. This dog is like the hero of the film. They should listen to this dog.
Right?
Oh man,
that's disarming.
Oh my gosh!
For those of you who can't see, the dog just dropped a human arm.
The arm of the hunter.
The arm of the hunter whose arm got burned off, and whose son currently has an alien gestating inside of it, and is definitely going to die.
Yeah, the gestation period goes back to a little more, not necessarily as slow as the first Alien, but not as fast as AVP, right? But it makes sense because these huggers are not from the temple. They're like the Predators just had them on their ship for some random reason.
Yeah, they're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh man, these aliens here. They're their problems.
And then we get the, and I'm definitely not a prude by any means, but they have the cliche here of just the high school girl whose only point of being is to look sexy.
Yeah.
And she's actually a good person, and she goes out in such a horrific way later.
That is actually kind of one of my favorite parts of the movie though, because it's so
it's just
abrupt and terrifying.
It's brutal. But they don't give the jerks really bad deaths. I wanted the jerks to get if you give her have the dude in the blue shirt there, have him just suffer a little bit.
Yeah. This girl looks like she's 30 though.
Yeah, she's definitely
these high schoolers do not look like high schoolers at all. This is worse than Riverdale. And that's saying something. By the way, anybody who knows me knows that I despise Riverdale with a burning passion, and I want it burned to the ground and never exist. But she's actually she was in a couple of things. There was a TV series that only lasted a single season. I'm fairly certain it only lasted a single season. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was thinking of a different one. But she's actually been in several things. I had to double check, but she was in 2 episodes of The Expanse. She was in the show Being Human, the American edition, that was actually pretty darn good. She was in the show Gotham in a recurring role. She was Nora Freeze, Mr. Freeze's wife. Um, she's been in some like actually decent things and has made like a little career for herself, you know? Um, but yeah, like she was like 30 when she filmed this.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. I feel bad for saying that now. She was like 21 when she filmed this.
Okay. I would say I don't think she looked as old as 30. She definitely is not in high school. I was
But
surprised.
yeah, she was in The Expanse. She was the one lady. Her name went right out of my head. Who she was like the conglomeration character. She replaced like Bear and stuff like that.
Really?
She was the leader of the no. She was that character's wife in like the last season.
Oh, okay. I'm like, obviously
lady,
she's not Drummer.
No, Drummer. Thank you. She was Drummer's wife, one of Drummer's wives, because she was in that weird.
Oh, yeah, that's
thing.
right. Yeah, the weird poly thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but like that whole scene of like, again, they're trying to be, like showing up, and the bullies are so generic. It's just so like, that people. And I know people do act like that. I'm not trying to say there aren't assholes in the world. Obviously there are, but just it's just I'm gonna like follow you out and sucker punch you, and then the girl who's nice is also gonna be like like watching that happen, be like, well, I'm gonna go back inside with them. I'm sorry, and just
like, why are you dating that guy?
It's just so it's so cliched and oh man, now we're back to the kid. It's also kind of pointless because nothing of consequence happens from any of that. It doesn't build character in a way that makes it interesting. Oh, the dad and this is so horrific. I mean, like just like the principle of this, what a way to die. Like father son.
Most of the time when there's a chest burster scene, I want to say, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal." Not this one.
Yeah.
For those of you who have not seen Spaceballs, go watch Spaceballs.
Oh, man.
Now the question I have is, would an alien that bursts out of a child be like smaller?
I feel like it would almost have to be. Although, I mean, they are pretty small when they come out. I mean, you look at it like the size of like in the Predator's hand when he like got the one and like broke its neck in AVP.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Which when we filmed that, definitely meant to sing "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey" when that happened. But yeah.
Gosh. So here we've got introduced to, I don't even know what is the character name in this. Do you have any idea? It's Army lady.
Army lady.
Yeah, National Guard lady.
Kelly.
But she exists. They show her up. She's got military. So like she literally exists to fly the helicopter at the end. Like that's
yeah.
That is her reason for existing.
Yeah.
And I brought home a Walmart looking night vision goggle. It's just it doesn't like that. I was in the Army. We had better night vision than that back in 2000 when I was in. So this is in 2007. It's gotten better, not worse. I promise.
Yeah.
And it's a child would not be like, you would not hand it to your child. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just like waiting in your room. This whole cliche too of like, I'm going to sit here and just wait to startle you behind your back.
Okay, you know what's kind of interesting though? Her husband, the actor is named Sam Trammell. Okay, so this guy actually got work. Okay, like he was a main cast member on the show True Blood, which was like a big deal in its time.
Oh yeah.
He was on 81 episodes of that show, right? But he went on to do like some pretty like reasonably impressive stuff, and like he would have started True Blood just after this because I remember it started in 2008. But yeah, he just was one of these guys where I recognized him because he's in everything. He was in this movie in 2007, but he was on stuff like one episode of Dexter, one episode of Numbers, one episode of CSI New York, Bones, Judging Amy, House, Cold Case, Medium, like Law and Order Criminal Intent. Name a procedural, and he's been on it. It's just like a guy in an episode. He's just everywhere.
Listen to your dog, buddy.
Listen to the dog, bruh.
The dog knows something is wrong.
But you
These
don't.
poor guys too, just like just the poor homeless guys.
Yeah, but again, you're already in the place where things are just too dark. The blacks are just a little bit too deep. And it's really unfortunate. One of the things that they have kept through the movies is the face hugger's ability to hide underwater. And be underwater. And that's something that they even went into in Romulus, Alien Romulus. Which is actually kind of cool.
The one thing I do miss about, and these facehuggers, they're not as like the fingers aren't quite as like they're slimmer. They don't have quite that kind of knuckle quality to them. I feel like they looked a little better in AVP. Aw,
Maybe they're malnourished.
maybe. Man, yeah. Everybody's just the feet are different. You get kind of the predator.
Well, that's a Predalien.
Oh, Predalien. Sorry, they had both. I forgot that they had both here. I've seen this movie actually a couple. Remarkably, I've seen this movie many times. I do not know why, honestly.
That was a little weird, buddy.
Oh, man, that was just that's kind of gruesome. Like that was a
Just
weird
so
like a
gruesome
kill
is the
there.
best thing you can say about this movie.
What's that?
Gruesome is like the best thing you can say
Yeah.
about this movie.
It is, but like that one was like it's not the Predalien. Like it almost came across like it was killing her, and like enjoying it. Like
Well, that's actually supposed to be its whole thing. Is that this is a creature that enjoys the hunt and the conquest. It is a sadistic animal because it is part predator and part alien. But yeah, like you're right. This is a good-looking predator.
I mean, I well, because they did slim him down a little bit.
Mm.
It is too dark, and he's right here he's all wet,
Yeah.
obviously.
Can't see
Although
anything.
the water is the arch nemesis of the cloak, right?
Yeah,
Oh gosh,
and it always.
why did he land in water? Was it just like he didn't have a choice?
Cushy?
Because he landed in water, which immediately negated his cloak. It just seems like odd choices by the Predator. That is one thing. As much as I like the design of this Predator, and he's got some cool moments, his
A little dumb.
well, it's like it's inconsistent. There are times where he's like very methodical and shown to be kind of planning and systematic, and then other times where it's just like, what are you doing? How did that make sense as the course of action?
Yeah, I can see that.
I do like that we're back to one Predator, though. I do think in general, I'm not as into the whole Predators fighting themselves. I know that's a thing in Predators and in that we're going to get
Different
in
clans, bad
Badlands.
bloods.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's an inherently bad thing, but I personally have always liked it when it's just one Predator. In AVP, they got rid of the most of the Predators right away, so you got to focus on one. I
think it's good, even a little necessary to mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to just copy the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I do like that it's back down to one. But if it is going to go down to one, it needs to be really interesting.
Yeah.
I actually think that this would have been a chance to I think that they should have made him a little bit more colorful. Like add some more red, Don't make him just kind of generic predator color. Add a splash of something. Maybe just like a little bit of orange or something, some paint to his mask. We've got he's got some red LEDs and some blue glowy goop. But I don't know, I want him to be a little bit more jazzy, I guess. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I want a little bit more to make him stand out, make him a little bit more colorful.
We had
That's
all
one of the things about
this.
the recent Predator movies that I do appreciate, though,
Mm,
like Prey and upcoming Badlands, is that the Predators are very identifiable.
yeah. Do you feel like we literally get two gearing up scenes for this Predator? We have like on the Predator planet, we have him grabbing, some stuff off his walls, and then we have here where he's like, down on the space, like, ooh, use more stuff, he's like looting, right? He's like a video game character. He's like, found,
They knew their target audience.
what's better than one gun? Second gun. And
Second gun, bigger. It had a higher gear score, dude.
it did, he saw it. It's like, oh, these stats are better. I'm gonna. But they never really show him like doing. I wanted to see him like, both cannons going, like just, really showing like, I don't know, it meaning
Don't
something.
they do that in the sewer scene?
Do they? Again, what I'm struggling with is,
What
and
a memorable movie.
I think this is what I was saying earlier. I've seen this movie multiple times, and I still have trouble describing to you exactly what happens in half of it,
Yeah.
because I have no freaking idea.
This little actress
This-
here, she actually ended up stopping acting at around 2010.
Oh. So this is the guy that's been like on True Bloods and other stuff.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah.
I've never seen an
He's
episode of
been in
that show.
everything. Yeah.
So
Um,
so he is kind of one of the more successful actors in this whole movie.
Yeah. That's where he goes. Yeah, I can't
So we're gonna
find
go
anything
down.
about like what she
Yeah.
did
So we're gonna go down
later.
to find our keys again. We're like, it's an excuse to get these guys into the sewers that we don't really do anything with, right? These guys go down. I think there's a little bit like they kind of get startled. They kind of see some stuff, and they leave again.
Yeah.
Like, why are we
I
following?
mean,
these
it
guys?
helps to put these characters at the forefront of this crisis because we have this whole town, right? Why are these guys special? Why are we following them? And you have this guy just got out of prison and is looking for redemption. This guy has ambitions, but he's stuck working at a pizza place and he wants to impress this girl. Like these are tropes and
Yeah.
archetypes that we're used to. We understand they latch on, but now you need to make it so that why do they have a forefront presence in this movie? And the answer is like we had the scene that'll create the circumstance as to why they would have to be in the sewers, him losing his keys. We need them to travel through the sewer a little bit. He's just like, oh, I don't want to, emerge out of the sewers covered in crap in front of the girl he's interested in house. It's a childish reason, but somewhat believable. I get why they're making these decisions as they're writing them, but part of it is that it's just filmed without being interesting.
Yeah.
And the actors aren't very interesting. There is no dialogue here, really.
Yeah. We're just
It's
walking
just
around the
not-
sewers.
It's just bland.
Yeah.
Give them some quips. Make one of them have Tourette's or something.
Well, and
I don't know.
And they're teasing stuff like this could like something could happen here, but then nothing actually happens. That's the other thing too, is that this movie has for all of its gore and excess in some ways, it also has a lot of nothing in other ways.
I suppose you're right. Honestly, I didn't even think about it because I was so bored.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think, a movie that could have almost. Yeah. Oh, it's just disgusting. This is
Have to do something
this is the
similar.
kind of movie
It's awful.
where I feel like you almost could have just said, you know what, we're gonna try to do an Alien Predator movie without any real notable human characters, where they're just kind of in the way. That this is all about the Predator. That the Predator is the main character.
Yeah, I could see that. I think
I-
that's actually kind of what they're doing for Badlands now.
Yeah. Then
Time
this
of
is a
recording,
movie.
Predator Badlands has not come out.
Yeah. This is a movie that could have done that. And I think actually it might have worked fairly well if they had just skipped all this crap and just made Wolf the main character. Like you said, give him a little more character, really focus on his decision making and as he's hunting, and the humans just kind of exist to kind of get in the way here occasionally, and you don't need to worry about it. I mean, like, if you did that well, you could make it interesting. If you made him interesting.
I also just I almost believe that the opposite could be true as well. Um, Imagine if you made this movie small town, right? Predator ship crashes. Oh no, there's aliens on board. Yada yada yada. Things going to hell. And you instead have it to where you're following a singular person or small group of people, a family, something, a group of survivors as things are going to hell, that is encountering the aliens. They need to survive. There's a predator hunting these things. And they keep running into each other. And it's you don't see the predator's story. Because in all of the other ones, in AVP and this one, you see the predator's story. You see where he's coming from. Leave all of it a mystery. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, see the ship crash. Hunter goes to the ship, looks around, sees these broken tubes. Oh no, there's an alien face hugger. Latches onto him. You see everything just from the human's point of view. I think that could actually be really terrifying, and they're observing it. Almost like, think of the movie Cloverfield. Definitely don't want this as a found footage bullshit. But think of the movie Cloverfield and how you see everything only from the perspective of your main characters.
I hate this dialogue.
I think
so
that
much.
could actually be.
Sorry, you're totally right. By the way, all this dialogue is
yeah.
so
This
bad.
dialogue is
so generically bad. Go ahead though. Okay, so
it's really not good. That's pretty much it. It is really strange how it's just. I don't understand what they were doing when they wrote this. This feels like one of those written by committee movies, but I also feel like a committee would have written a better movie.
The right committee would have, for sure.
Like, why are they talking like this? You know? Like, why is it just so... You know... I don't even know the right words for it. Teenager writing his first fanfiction?
Maybe. This is one of the things,
But, I mean,
too,
that's
where,
almost what they were doing.
at a certain point, and this is where, like, this Predator's character is interesting. At the beginning here, it's like, okay, so he's, like, here to clean up. He's here to... Like, they set up something interesting here. They set up the idea that he is attempting to kind of make all this go away.
Yeah.
And then they don't follow through on this at all. Now...
Yeah, he's their frustrated dad. That was the Caravan of Garbage joke.
Yeah.
He's like the frustrated dad predator who's like, oh my god, I need to pick you up from a field where you're dying after going on a bender at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And even like this, cool. I get that they wanted to have one like classic Predator moment where like, okay, so if he killed this guy, like, all right, kill him and like you got to do the blue liquid on him to make him go away too. But they still, it wants to have these things
without earning them.
With it, yeah, it's frustrating because I think you're right. I think that there's a version of this film that goes all in on some really interesting human characters who are caught up in the middle of this insanity going on, kind of in the background that the audience just gets little glimpses of, and it's kind of a mystery. Or you go the opposite direction. You go full on Predator is the main character, and I think there's either one of those, if you had done them right, would have been way more interesting than what we got here.
Well, I think during this time especially, there's no real idea of the Predator is the hero in kind of the minds of people, right?
Yeah.
They're still like, Predator is bad guy. Predator kill people. Predator hurt Arnie. Predator bad. That's kind of how I always thought of it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I'm saying I think there's a version of that where you can make the Predators interesting. You can start to expand on their culture. Like this was an opportunity where by making a Predator a main character, you could have expanded how they think, how they make decisions. You know, to see a Predator who's not here to hunt a human, like that's not their purpose. That they actually go out of their way to avoid interacting with humans unless they have to deal with the alien. Like that would that would be more interesting.
Imagine a completely different sequel where they had Alexa get on the ship at the end, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes and follows the Predators and actually picks up to where it's just like they have the Predalien and they've captured it. And it's like a big thing. And she goes to a predator colony or something like that. And there's this whole thing of people who have been like of other species and maybe even a couple humans or something that they're allowed to like hunt something else with them or hunt alongside them, and it's like a big sporting event. They're gonna hunt the predalien, and she's like taken along with it and another alien, and there's it's almost like their Olympics, and she has to survive it, but things get out of hand. It escapes and is able to create more and all this stuff. I don't know.
This whole thing too, I hate this because this is the predator's here, but then all of a sudden runs into the random cop who's out searching. And I get that he's armed, so maybe the predator wouldn't have a problem killing him. But then the predator's like, oh, it's like a trophy. He does the whole trophy thing with this, like skin him and hang him up. It's like, wait a minute. You were just trying to get rid of evidence that this was all going on.
Yeah,
but
maybe
guy,
he was like prepping him for like jerky.
Maybe.
He was drying him out so he could use him as food for the ride home.
But I fully believe that was just we need to have the pan up shot with the skinned corpse, and that was the one place that they did a little bit of theme there. They did a little,
100%.
It's just so again, it's that committee thing of just like, it doesn't make any sense, but we do it because you're supposed to do it in a Predator movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's frustrating, and this is all frustrating. I hate
the
trope
dialogue. The whole like that's the way you look at me in class. I'm like, I always hate that the way you look at me bullshit type of dialogue. It's so bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cuss a lot in this one. I can't help it. I need to.
Well,
this is a cussing movie. The
whole trope of, I knew that you were into me all through high school, and you should have just done something about it, kind of a thing. I'm gonna like, act confident and like, it's a trope that I find it's obnoxious because that kind of behavior in high school is just those games they could play. It's just that annoys me on a personal level.
Yes, and that's called toxicity.
In movies it's even worse because it's played up for drama, and it's just like just get this out of here.
Yeah. And this was very much in the time of movies. I've recently been watching like some late 90s, early 2000s, 10s and stuff like that, and seeing like the hiring choices for female leads. Also, that's the third time that we've had he epically drops down from the trees in camo scene. But like all the female leads to these things, like the ones that are supposed to be sexy, all have the same body type. Watching things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Scrubs, stuff like that, they all look the same. And it's really bland.
Well,
I like this. I like the look of the Predator in a sewer tunnel. The kind of slow, rhythmic, like, I don't know. There's just certain scenes, the way that they're photographed, like all of a sudden this is way too dark. But there's certain other scenes that I'm like, oh, I really like how this looks.
Well, and they stand out that much more because the rest of the movie looks so bad.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. You hit the nail on the head. Goodness gracious, Zachary.
And he's aliens getting to work, creating some babies, get some baby aliens going, some baby xenomorphs. Now, all the babies are just regular aliens. Got my blue liquid. Get rid of all this. Man, there's a little replicator at the bottom of this vial, right?
Gotta be. Okay, so honestly, but here's another little thing. They don't give a crap about humans. Like, we saw that he was just like, I need some jerky for the ride home. Let me just kill this cop and hang him up to dry. Why are they going through this trouble? Bro, drop a bomb and go home.
Yeah, it's a very weird inconsistency. Place. Yeah. Well, because you've already set off the explosive at the ship. So you've already set off an explosive. And we'll actually get to it later. When the army does show up in this movie, it's weird because there's like the National Guard doesn't know what they're getting into, but then there is somebody higher up in the government that very much knows what they're getting into. Like the government acts like it really does know more, which is why they're willing to freaking nuke the town in this movie.
Yeah.
Based on what this movie has shown, some weird creature stuff is going on. And they're like, oh, no, we escalate immediately to we're going to drop a bomb on U.S. soil. You know, it's just like, it's so weird. This whole thing, too, like, so he's obviously aware. He's got his sensors up or whatever here, but they're also traps. It feels like there's both, right? He's kind of like got his tactical display up in his head, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's kind of like sensors and traps he's put up.
Yeah.
I do like that there's a little bit of I do like that, showing that he's it's weird to me that he missed there twice.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's almost like holding guns akimbo. You're more likely to miss when you're holding two guns at the same time. They have this scene. I genuinely thought that they killed him at this scene.
Well, he certainly looks like he. How are their tails not getting him here?
I don't know.
This is so confusing. Like, this is the kind of thing where, again, we just watched AVP. Mm-hmm. He should be dead. And why are they running away now? Like, why wouldn't they just finish him off?
Yeah.
I just and again it was so just the way that it went there, where it was dark, it's in the water. What? Okay. Well, that's and here it's like he officially doesn't care anymore about being subtle, right? Like we just shifted.
Over there.
Now it's like, nope, never mind. We're just gonna go murder these guys. If anybody knows that I'm here, too bad.
You want to? Papa John's, the worst product placement you could have had. Man, it is like stuff like this. The whole like something drips onto her hands. Like, we know what that means. I'm like, that's good. I like that. You know, carry through with that. You know, we're setting up this whole thing. Why is she at work? Her husband just died. Sorry, that just occurred to me.
Oh, it's very. Again, the character stuff in this is so frustrating because it's also pointless. Like it's supposed to be flavor. Like, that's the reason why the entire reason why you give characters character is so that when you kill them and when things happen to them, you feel something.
Yeah.
The only death that I have any. Oh my gosh, that's some. Yeah.
Why is he spining the cook?
Yeah.
No, that was the Prid alien.
That was Prid.
He can spine the cook.
The only. Poor woman.
Yeah, she's having a real bad day.
She's having a bad day. The only reason why you care about her a little bit because you're just like, oh, the sad, what do you
widow?
She's the widow, and because it was a kid and his dad. Oh my gosh! Oh, this was I forget it was CinemaSins or Caravan of Garbage. Like, that is the slowest, creepiest hand moving underneath a blanket ever done. It's so unnatural.
Maybe I'm just old then.
Well, they moved it at exactly the right speed where they were trying to go for some cheap, like, oh, is something underneath the blanket? No, she's just reaching for the freaking, night vision.
I actually don't mind that scene. If it was like any other movie, we would probably be like, that's fun. That's tense.
This movie's the opposite of tense. But anyways, again, the whole point of character. Sorry, I'll wrap up my point and shut up. The whole point of developing characters is so that you feel stakes, you feel emotional connection, and even the father and the son. The only reason why you care about that is because the idea of it is effective emotionally, and then the idea of but beyond that, don't care.
Yeah, it's part of it's just the writing being really flat. Mm-hmm. But like the events are too tropey to really care about. That's one of the things for me about this movie is that they take time
number 4
to establish characters. Yeah. to establish characters, but then there's
There's
like nothing interesting about them. Like that establishment just goes to waste, you know?
this guy's been in a few
Um,
things,
yeah, yeah, I recognize him.
but even there, he
I
was
have no
just
idea
like
who that is.
plasma casting like across the gulf, and then like this guy dies, so just a random guy, just gets
Oh, no.
grabbed and face slammed through his helmet.
Yeah,
Oh man.
don't mind that.
Well,
That's
again,
pretty good.
it's just it's a good like it's just, but we don't care about him. He's just some random dude.
Yeah. It's just for all their attempts to build pathos with these characters. Like, oh, this is the guy who wants to get the girl. This is the guy who's trying to who just got out of prison and is trying to reconnect with his family. It just doesn't do anything interesting. I'm really harping on the acting and the dialogue because they're
Oh,
just
it's
so
bad.
flat,
This
and I
coming up,
can't even explain it.
the fact that they actually did the whole, you want to go hang out at the pool at the
It's like breaking into the school.
breaking into the school to go to the pool so I can show you my sexy underwear. It's so cringy. It's so bad.
Part of me is just like, well, I've never been to high school. I was homeschooled. Like, I don't know. Also, are they supposed to be adults? Are they supposed to be like over 18?
I don't know. Probably.
I hope so. Cuz that just feels oogie.
Yeah. This reminds me of how cringy was that episode of Smallville where Lana gets like possessed, and they're supposed to be like freaking sophomores, and they do the pool scene in like season 2 of Smallville. Do you remember that one? It is bad.
No, I probably blocked it out because I really hate Lana.
Yeah, but it's so like really, and of course these guys just randomly just show up because why not?
Well, obviously they were stalking Underwear Girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, like break up with him, ma'am.
Yeah.
Break up with him.
Yeah. Also, too, do not fight in a pool. It's just a bad idea.
Yeah, that's how people die.
Yep.
And also there might be aliens in there.
But like we are trying to have a duality here of tension between a predator hunting aliens in like a power station and teenagers fighting in the high school pool.
Over a girl.
And like that somehow also, okay, come on, dude. Like you like pay closer attention.
It's like you're supposed to be the fixer? You're supposed to be this great hunter? Were you even blooded? Like, did you
That is a
do
better
anything? I don't
that is a better growl though. At least it doesn't sound like a big cat. Like more
Like a
of a
tiger,
deep
yeah.
like guttural like But yeah,
Okay,
this
so last week... Sorry, what's up?
no, I was gonna say, as much as I like the physical design of this predator, it is frustrating. His decision making is very frustrating.
He is a moron, yeah. But you will recall that last week I discovered that IMDb has these AI-generated, like, what people say about these movies with their reviews. And this movie has a total of 142,000 ratings, okay?
Wow.
On IMDb. That are almost entirely 3, 4, and 5. Out of 10. And I said that the last one had positives and negatives. This one doesn't have any positives. It has neutral and negatives.
That's about right. I mean, that sounds about right.
The neutral is action sequences, creature design, dark tones, special effects, survival. Negatives are character development, cinematography, derivative, thin story, uneven quality.
That's a nice way to put it. Uneven quality.
Adjust. Yeah. It's fascinating.
You get the
Um,
nothing
there's
like
alien
a
town,
good
though, that
leg
wasn't
pull,
present.
back. That's just sorry. That's such and the blood splatter. Oh man.
I like that. I'm sorry, I
It's
do kind of like that.
oh no wait, what didn't stop me? Some of the you I've said this in various episodes. When a trope is done really well, I'm down for it. I don't mind tropes. There's nothing inherently wrong with tropes when you execute them.
Yeah. Okay, did you read anything about the alternate ending to this movie?
Or where they just get murdered.
No, we'll talk about it when we get there, but there was another proposed ending, a sequel tease that we'll talk about.
I don't know about that. I know that there was and I think you when we get there talk about it in the comics, but I think that was also. Oh no! I did. Oh gosh, I forgot. I know that I've heard it.
The Alien King.
Yeah, but it's. Yep. Poor Dad. Dad's
You see,
dead.
if it wasn't so dark, this would be like a good scene. Like that was with the reflection and everything like that. That was great. That was terrifying.
But that was just the whole like running away, shaky cam. Dad's getting and in here we're running away. It's very dark. Right. It's just, yeah. And again,
They approached Danny Glover to be in this.
We don't care about these. I don't care about these bodies. And this like, what is this?
It's tenderizing.
Yeah. Okay,
also,
so
I'll say the sound effects are better in this movie.
yeah, the Predator was at the power station, and now is back at the high school.
Well, the high school was near the power station.
Okay. Has he?
He's tracing the aliens, so he's following the aliens.
But did all
And
the
the aliens
aliens
went to the high
leave?
school.
Yeah, with all the aliens left the power station, because it
Well, he killed all of
showed
them there.
it showed the what he. You think he got him at the power station? I didn't get that impression. It's bad fake fire.
It's just bad writing. Really bad fake fire. Like, what the heck is going on there?
Like somebody just took a little QuickTime video of fire and just overlapped it onto the building there.
Right?
So okay, because they've shown him, and this is where again they've shown repeatedly that he can't hit these aliens with his plasma casters for anything. And so I have no reason to believe that all the shooting he did had any effect whatsoever except for turning off power to the city. And because they also showed at the same time as him hunting those guys getting his butt kicked eventually at the power station, that there was already an alien at the high school. So the transition that he followed the aliens here doesn't track for me because they showed up here at the same time in the way it was edited. Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, this guy's gun grip. He's holding this thing. Like, look at the space. Oh, sorry, it's a wide shot now. When he first came in, the space between the top of the grip and the top of his hand. Whenever you see a big gap there, when somebody's holding their the gun with the grip very low, it's like one of the most irritating things for me. Like, see there, look at all that space. The gun's way high up in his hand.
Well,
Nobody
actually,
showed
wait a minute. Is that a Glock? Is that a Glock?
It is, but you still hold the Glock up nice and tight.
Not for some people. I have to hold a little bit down as well because otherwise the slide clips my finger. Every time I fire a Glock and I really push in the way that I do with like my SIG, a Glock will tear at the knuckle of my thumb.
Really?
So some people hold them lower.
You're just not going to shoot as good.
I mean, that depends on your skill and your practice.
Oh, shut up.
No, but you're totally right. You're not going to... This is probably somebody who's firing like blanks and kept hitting their thumb and was just like, I need to hold this thing different.
Yeah. But it is definitely an actor thing where you can see actors who have been trained to hold guns by like actual experts versus not.
Yeah. Isn't this supposed to be the widow of the hunter who lost her son? And
wait a minute. So she wasn't the one working?
No, that's the one who was working, who got her stomach chest burst.
So why did we care about her?
Her husband and son died at the beginning.
No, but this is the one who just walked in. She's the mom.
Yeah, but the waitress, her husband was beef jerky. The
Oh,
cop,
okay.
Bud, because there always has to be a guy named Bud. I don't like the name Bud. Sorry to any Bud out there.
This is a lot of blood this
Pretty
Predator
much recently
lost.
named.
He definitely
Yeah,
took a hit.
67 about them.
You can tell there was some notes about some things that we wanted to do. You wanted to have the skinning scene. You wanted to have the Predator have to fix himself up scene. You know, these are both things that have been done, you know, in previous Predator films. And they just they
And I don't
wanted,
mind that.
yeah,
You know,
it's
go for it.
in a better movie, sure.
Yeah.
But it really feels like in this movie, like they're just checking them off the list.
Yeah. It's just like I really wish they'd been able to get a better just cast. Just have somebody with real charisma and charm.
Yeah, but this is where I feel like there's the wrong lessons learned, where you have you have AVP, which is a movie that had some issues, but was successful enough to say, like, people are interested in this. People will show up to see this. And I talked about this last week of just protecting your IP, taking care of your IP. And instead of taking the lesson that, okay, so people are interested in this, if we really make sure that we release a banger of a sequel, we got a thing here, and we'd be on freaking AVP 6 at this point. But
well,
instead,
here's the thing, though, because we've talked about needing a lack of studio interference in the past, right?
yeah,
So you're saying that the studio needs to more safeguard its movies, its IPs, but we also are like, but studios also need to butt out.
but
I think this is one of those instances where they're like, you know what? Let's give it to a weird director. Let's give it to somebody strange, and it backfired on them. And the same thing I think happened with Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, where the first movies were not good, but they made enough to warrant a sequel. So they're like, let's try it again, but let's just give it to somebody who's just going to be weird because we think maybe that'll work. And that happens, doesn't make money, movie's not good, and I think that movies like this are the reason why so many studios today are such assholes about protecting their IPs.
but
But that's just a
okay.
me thought.
But there's a balance between protecting your IPs but also giving creative freedom. Weirdly, this came up in a conversation I was having with somebody else about video games recently, where it's like sometimes you need a studio to be like, okay, like, don't do this, but also they can go way too far. That there's you want them to care enough to make sure that, hey, these are the very clear reaction. Like you do want to take notes, and you want to make sure that somebody has a plan, but then at the same time, like, okay, like, make a decision to trust somebody, but I don't know, like, maybe they're, I don't know how to express this really well, but there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance of, you don't just be like, you know what, F it, let's just take a chance on somebody totally unknown. Let's give them a small enough budget that even if the movie's not crazy successful, it's not a big deal for us. Oh. We do have a little bit of a kind of a trope here that, again, could be done really well. The whole just like people kind of getting picked off in the shadows. When it's done well,
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. It's just, just
Yeah.
generic soldier dudes here.
Yeah, gotta love a generic soldier dude. I do like, again, this is one of those scenes that I don't actually mind. I kind of like that right there. That's good. I freaking like that. And like the spatter's good there. It's not too gory. Like having these regular Joes hearing over the radio as the military gets torn to shreds. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Great job. Great idea. Just turn on the lights. I really like the firing of that Browning.
Yep.
Like, the muzzle flashes are really good in these scenes. Like, the visual effects are fantastic. Because these are obviously VFX guys. But it's just so dark.
Made a mistake opening the hatch, dude.
Uh-huh.
Although,
No, the
when they
tenant's not
find
very
this, this armored car later, there's no, like, gore in it, is there?
I don't know.
The guy, like, I mean, he probably got ripped out of the hatch, but there's another guy down in there.
Was that an APC?
It was supposed to be. It's not a Bradley. It's some kind of armored car, but it's not one I recognize.
Yeah.
Of course, they all grab freaking shotguns. People have this weird idea that shotguns are like. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that Ford? Is that
What?
Is that Rainbow Sun Phoenix or whatever his name is? Ford from Atlantis.
Oh my god, is that?
Is that? I'm literally watching Atlantis
Is
right
that-
now. It is.
I
It's like Rainbow Sun something.
Why are you
right?
watching Atlantis right now? You should be watching this movie with me. Yes,
Watch-
Rainbow Sun something.
Yeah. He was
Let me see.
Lieutenant Ford.
Yeah. I'm not seeing his name on the cast list.
It sure looks like him.
Because
This would have been a couple years later. Well, I'm like, because Atlantis was 2004, right? The first season.
Yeah, that's correct.
And he was a regular in the first season, and he popped up a few times in the second season. So he would have been looking
Rainbow
for
Sun
work.
Franks.
He would have been looking for work at this point.
He would have been. That's good. He seems to have continued like a decent little career. Popped up in a lot of like TV shows and done a lot of voices, and he's on a couple shows as actually like straight up cast members.
Yeah. Oh, this.
Oh my gosh,
is
you're
like-
right. He was in Alien vs Predator Requiem.
Okay.
That's him. You're not racist. Congratulations.
Wow. I appreciate that, man.
For some reason,
this
I couldn't see his name on the thing.
whole thing in the hospital is also just like, this is dark. There was
Yeah.
where
There he is. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
it.
CinemaSins pointed this out. They're like, I'm not arguing by any means that I want to say babies get killed, but wouldn't he be killing the babies?
Yeah. He's probably going to be like, yes,
It's treats for
time
later.
to like.
This is so
He
bad.
probably ate them all.
I mean, like, this is another one where you don't feel bad because his character is any character. You just feel bad because this circumstance is so horrific that you can just like, oh, this just. You feel bad for the circumstance.
it's just
You don't feel
disgusting.
bad for the character.
Yeah. And another thing about the Predalien is that it's hard to tell when you're looking at the Predalien or the Predator or something. It's just kind of this generic kind of tan mass. Like, I do like the heart rate monitor though. That's kind of cool. But it needs to be more distinct.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that this movie is really lacking is distinctness.
Can you imagine? being
Unfortunately,
the other
what makes
woman?
this distinct is that.
Yeah. Like, let me just shove my eggs down your throat. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a no from me, Bob.
Yeah. I also hate, though, the fact that, like, and again, I know it's a movie trope, and shotguns are very effective. I'm not trying to argue they're not. But you go to a hunting store, and this is going on, you grab hunting rifles. At least I would.
I don't know. If it's as dark as it is, like, maybe something with a little bit more scatter.
But the thing is, though, shotguns' scatter effect is greatly exaggerated in film. And the oh, that's bad.
Was that Rainbow Sun Frakes? Was that Ford?
No, that was the other guy. That was like his brother or whatever.
Oh,
was
yeah.
white.
They're just two
It was the white
stoners.
guy.
Yeah. Stoner number 1. Please step forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I'm hanging upside down.
Oh, yeah, that's like the brother or something.
Yeah. This is bad.
Yeah. Okay, I was just like, wasn't that one of the, like, main characters? And
Oh,
the wind getting knocked out of you there.
yeah.
And,
So this
it's-
that they let this jerk like, that's a good kill right there.
That was a good kill. That was
Yeah,
a good kill.
but that the guy who's like the
There's a trap.
yeah. What the? Okay.
I mean, that's a decent reaction.
Oh yeah, for being rated R.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
There goes Rainbow Sun Frakes. Bye, Ford.
Yep.
And
For
see, he
being
fired
rated
2 of them
R,
at once.
Yeah, for being rated R, there's not very much language in this actually.
Yeah. And then, like, this guy just gets bodied twice. Like, I remember this scene. Like, this is you talking about how the bully doesn't get a good enough ending?
Oh, he actually okay.
I don't know.
That's not bad.
I remember that scene from the trailer. Seriously, I remember the Red Band trailer for this thing coming out. I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I did. And it was gross. They showed that scene. They showed those guys' heads popping off. They even showed the blonde girl getting shurikened.
This okay.
Yeah.
So the way that was like paced right there, all of a sudden, where they did the whole quick cuts of like, the alien kind of staring and menacing, the predator kind of staring and menacing, and like, just like back and forth. They went back and forth like 3 or 4 times there, of just like I'm staring and I'm thinking,
just to have
I'm
like a
staring
little
and I'm
like
thinking, I'm
weird
staring and I'm thinking, and just like
visual effect poop.
yeah.
Just poof.
And then all of a sudden, you cut to the outside, and instead of anything big happening, it's just like, nope, the window blew out.
Well, you also see the body of the alien fall out, but it's very CG'd and it's dark. Yeah, this is the wrongest of the wrongs.
Yeah.
I can't even hello my baby, hello my honey this. Like who approved this?
It's messed
Like,
up.
it's horrific.
His nose
Yeah.
is just gone, like right in the nose.
I don't mind that kill. That was a kind of interesting little kill.
Well, it was like effects wise, it was actually a good shot. Like you can tell they did a practical effect there with his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kind of want to look up what kind of armored vehicle this is. I mean, these are all Hummers, obviously, but
I don't know if there is is there like an internet movie vehicle database?
there probably is. There may be. But yeah, because this, and like the back door of this is open, which I guess it would have been left open as the soldiers deployed. They wouldn't have closed this up.
Our database. Look at that. Okay.
See, they're just-
INCDB. It looks like an older site for sure.
oh,
It's
man.
not a modern site.
So here, okay, this was supposed to be Adam Baldwin's character, right?
Yes, they wanted Adam Baldwin back.
He was
I
busy
think
with
he was
something.
on.
Chuck.
He would have been on Chuck at this time.
Yeah, that actually would have been a really cool callback. I mean, I love Adam Baldwin, anyways. Instead, we get generic government man.
Yeah. Cars database.
So this is where, like, again, they're implying that somebody in the government kind of understands what's happening here, I mean, which tracks. I mean, at this point, we're well into the government being aware of predators, and I'm not sure. Well, it tracks. They would have known about aliens at some point, right?
Yeah.
They obviously, I mean, predators have been known. Well, okay, his reaction there makes
Predators
it
have been
sound
known
like
for a long time.
he's known about predators for a long time. But aliens, his reaction there is like, oh, what are you? Like, the alien is the new thing.
Okay, this is Omni International V150S. It's supposed to be a V150 Command Striker APC movie prop. I think it's something that was just kind of created for movies based on a real thing
Right.
that's used in several movies.
Because it's wheeled and not tracked, which makes sense. Because if you're driving like on a civilian road, you don't want to. I mean, a tracked vehicle will tear up regular asphalt pretty good, especially a tank. Weight when, but
So this is supposed to be the Cadillac Gauge Commando, otherwise known as the M706 or the V250. Huh. So this is like a real thing, but it's labeled all weird in a whole bunch of stuff. Or V150 and the V200. Yeah? Fascinating. Well, this is certainly a riveting podcast for everybody listening as I find out about the U.S. military service American armored car designed to be amphibious and froggish.
interesting.
Amphibious.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision here to kind of nerf his cannon by making it, or one, it's handheld, and two, it's got a charge now. But it's got a nice
do like
handy
the look of it handheld, though.
Yeah, it's got a nice little indicator that tells him when it's charged. I wonder if this was supposed to be a little bit of an homage to in Aliens, kind of that armored car there, and the troops in it.
Mm. I wouldn't put it past them. I was just reading about these directors, and one of the things is that they moved to Hollywood to do all this Hollywood stuff because they were inspired by James Cameron, which is one of the reasons they campaigned so hard for this movie.
You're surrounded by those things.
We're surrounded. Yeah.
The government doesn't lie to people.
The look she gives the girl is so
Oh.
great, though. She's just like, "Oh, honey."
Yeah, this is like, nope. Oh my gosh.
Like, honey, my recruiter lied to me.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, it may at least there was a little bit of thought in the idea that it makes sense that the hospital would be a place where a helicopter could be, and they've already well established. Obviously, the hospital is not a place you want to go right now.
No. Like, yeah, there's some sense to it, just not a lot. But some.
There's just
You
got
gotta
a couple
have it all
kids.
come together.
Yeah. The sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing here? Never mind that. So yeah,
Yeah.
so the sheriff's like, I'm gonna go to the airlift. I'm gonna go just sit here and get nuked.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know that they're going to get nuked. He
Yeah.
has faith in the system.
Oh man, I'm going to.
I'm actually going back to the. I'm actually going back to the. Freaking bully getting dissolved by acid like that. That was a really good kill.
It was
Like that's
I
a
don't
proper
remember.
predator kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I remember that
alien
so
kill.
wrong, but it does seem like the people that survive this movie do kind of survive it. Like, I mean, because what it's the two of them, the brothers basically, right? The brothers, the pilot.
I think one
is that
brother
it?
dies.
Oh,
I think the younger brother dies.
Does the younger brother die?
I don't remember. Maybe.
It seems a little.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just like. I mean, I would call it random because they are more prominent characters.
Mm.
But usually you can tell. Man, the rain is intense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we had the other guy that was working at the pizza place that came along here.
Yeah.
Because we need somebody else to
Okay.
die.
Yeah, but the brother survives. It's essentially the mom and the daughter and the brothers survive.
That's right.
Which leaves-
We still have the kid. I forget that she's got her daughter who's still in the night vision.
Her daughter was on a TV show that only lasted one season called Surface. No, sorry, Invasion.
Yeah.
That I actually thought was quite good, but it got canceled. Came out at the same time as Chuck. The writer's strike, the 2007 writer's strike, killed it.
Most,
And these guys.
yeah. The daughter
Mhm.
was also like really not present for any of those inside the tank scenes. I mean, obviously she's supposed to be in there, right?
She's just very small.
But they just like she's not in most of these shots. They kind of just leave her like she kind of pops up when it's necessary. I'm sure part of that was just the constructions of filming with a kid, and also just like if she's visible constantly, it becomes harder to kind of keep it believable that she's not dying. Right? Aw.
The only spot of nudity in this movie.
Yep.
But I do like that little scene there of like protect Kelly. That's the thing. Because honestly, when she said that, or when he said that, I'm like, yeah, Kelly, they've got to protect the little girl. And I'm like, no, wait, Kelly's the mom.
Yeah.
And their logic is she's the only one who can fly a helicopter.
If she
Like
dies,
that's good.
yeah. If she dies, the whole point of this is lost. Okay. I love that this guy like randomly found an M4 with a freaking nod like scope on it in the back of just a generic like National Guard armored vehicle. It's just there's no way. That thing would have like like an old worn out ACOG sitting on it. You know, they've been used to death
Well,
for
he
15
he didn't
years.
find it there. He found it at the gun shop.
No. He no. They got rid of those, and he said there should be supplies inside. They like got all their guns from inside the personnel carrier. I promise.
Okay.
But you know, he's got like that nice green glow coming from it because that's a thing that you know the military uses all the time. Nod
Right.
scopes
The green.
are incredibly rare. You use regular scopes and you wear nod, you know, so you can see. You don't look down a scope with night vision in it. I mean, they exist, absolutely they do. That would not have been found. Anyway, sorry, it's a random thing to harp on. Eeh.
No, I
It's so
I totally
dark.
get you.
It's so I can't like okay. So
Like, what is going on?
There's crap on the stairs of some kind. I don't
Oh,
know.
this green.
There's
That looks like a female. Like, my lights are off, okay? And it's still just the screen is almost darker than the shadows in my living room.
yeah. I'm watching this in a very
like-
lowly lit room, and I'm watching this on a very high end OLED monitor, and I can barely see what's going on.
Braggart.
I'm just saying, like it doesn't matter. It's just the cinematography is bad. There's no fixing it.
It's not even the cinematography. The cinematography actually has some spots in this movie that are really
there are
excellent. It's the
moments.
lighting.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
So
who
the
approved this?
the DP, the director of photography, then, because he's the one that
lighting
like
director?
yeah. Well, I mean, they usually are in charge of that. Aw,
No, okay.
he just goes like that. Was just a quick.
Yeah. They're just like, okay, good night.
Yeah, he just dies in the stairs. Just gets.
And then this is the part where the girl freaks out and she's gonna go run, and you know he's on high alert. He's scared, and he senses someone coming. Oh look, it's
He gets taken
Predalien.
by surprise by this Predalien constantly.
yeah. It's a weird photo face, I guess. Want to hear something funny? The Predalien was nicknamed on set to be named Chet.
Chet.
Chet. Chet. Chet.
Okay,
I don't
the
understand why they named him
Predalien just took a hit there that I don't understand how the Predalien's like basically good to go again after taking that
Because
that plasma hit. That is plot armor because he just took a hit
Yeah.
and like had a massive chunk blown out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you lost.
I
your
genuinely
blue, you lost
thought
your,
that the
your
blue goo. I genuinely thought that the blue goo was going to be used to kill the Predalien at the end. But yeah, like she's just an accidental victim.
Oh, that is. I mean, just like they did get the impact of this, right? Just the violence of it, and just that she just gets thrown up on the wall, and it
Yeah.
is. I mean, it is a very visceral death. It has genuine.
It
impact.
is actually like one of the better deaths of the thing, for sure. But the Predator just doesn't just straight up kill the dude. Well, I mean, he's probably going to, but then he gets hit by an alien, and he's out of ammo.
Oh yeah. Well, and they all have those those magic M4s that are fully auto. They're all rocking A1s, which the National Guard totally has.
I don't know enough about National Guard.
It's not a thing. It's see.
Oh, maybe.
Well, no, he survives because he got that perfect kind of shoulder. He's wounded,
Yeah.
but they like drag him up to the helicopter.
Yeah.
So they all
'Cause
grab
the
guns.
Predalien took a knock to the head, right?
So so they have a military person here who's like, grab guns. Make sure you grab guns. Don't take any extra mags though, because that would just be you're weighing yourself down.
Yeah.
They all
And,
fire
hey,
till
this
they're empty
alien
and drop
gun.
them down. So sorry, drop their guns as soon as they're out.
Yeah, totally.
It's frustrating. Sorry.
It is. It is. It's not a good movie. It's just bad. Like,
I do like the idea that these people
there's an
will be like
enjoyableness
randomly.
to it.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
Well, that you have people kind of randomly just firing into the perimeter. I mean, they do show obviously there's some aliens here, but you would just have guys who would just be shooting in every direction. This is like a rural town. It'd just be.
I was gonna say this is a mountain town. Everybody has guns and
Yeah,
knows
this
how
is-
to shoot.
Yeah.
So for circling the wagons and killing the aliens
Oh yeah,
isn't something
it's
I'd
not a
say
bad
is
plan.
unrealistic.
I wish there had
Yeah.
been more shooting there. That's the thing is, I wish they'd like pulled up and it just been like everybody was just shooting. Okay, figure out how this thing works. That's right. We got to have a little
Yeah.
like fumbling here,
Little
right?
moment.
Yeah, it's like, all right, how do I turn this thing on?
Yeah. I do like the idea of humans using predator technology. I also like the idea of predators using human technology. Um, that's only really done, I think, in The Predator, but it's actually kind of a cool scene of the predator being able to like use an M4 like a handgun.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
like the
just
little
generic white business bad guy.
yeah,
It doesn't.
but he's up on an
Yeah.
AWAC. The inside of it does not look at all like an AWAC.
No, AWACS are very cramped.
Yes,
Um, did you know this movie was not screened for critics?
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The hospital scene was the most criticized part of this movie.
Yeah,
And this is
it's
the only Predator film not to use the phrase "you are one ugly motherfucker" in one way or form.
oh man.
Yeah.
So get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, you gotta say it. Gotta say
Yeah.
it. There you go. There's like
Don't-
that's the closest they get to it.
Shit.
And like it starts
Don't take-
charging like slower, right, as it goes, which I kind of like the idea that
It's batteries running low.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost like the idea of a capacitor. It's just an interesting like transition. The Predator, we've kind of lost track of the Predator too here. It's kind of vanished up until we need it
Yeah.
at the end here. So she brought extra mags apparently because she has fired way more than 30 rounds.
Yeah. And I genuinely thought they were gonna kill him at this point.
They could have. They
You know-
should have. He probably is going to die in a few minutes anyways when this helicopter lands.
Right. Dude, this film opened at number 6 at the box office. Like, for a IP film, that burns. The wheeled armored vehicle shown in the movie is supposed to be an M1126 Striker, derived from the Canadian LAV-3, but was actually the Omni International V150S, dressed up to look like the M1126 Striker. Interesting.
There we go. Predator did his burst out of the ground thing.
Nicotine!
Oh yeah. This Predator's pissed now.
He's so mad.
He's a mad boy. Now we get our nice dark. I like his whip. His whip is cool.
Yeah, the whip is cool. I like the idea of a predator using a whip.
Yeah, it cuts the aliens in half. Although it doesn't immediately get like, like when they show their blades that they like when they cut through an alien, the blades get like melted almost immediately.
Not all of them. In the last movie, we saw that happen with one predator's gauntlet blades, but the spear was not affected by
That's true.
alien blood.
Yeah, so it depends on the metal, I guess.
Yeah.
Nope. Hey, screw the windshield. We don't need it.
And whatever electronics are in the the nose.
Yeah. I do like this. Just this like it's a very just like, well, it's what I got.
Human versus a crawling alien.
Yeah. It's
Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. Keep shooting.
Yeah.
Oh man. But you get these guys out of here. I mean, this actually I'm glad they get them away because it does let the end of this fight kind of proceed without distraction of like, well, what are the humans doing, or like why aren't they, it just gets them out of the equation for this last little bit of two very, very
really
similar
dark violence.
Yeah, but to say very, very similar silhouettes in the rain, in the dark.
You see, this is what I was saying about how color variation. Even if it was dark, if there were some different colors, I think it'd really help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell because he's got the blood on him. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch. He needs to get this thing's tail. Well,
Did you know that Stephen King wrote an Alien vs. Predator script, but they didn't really like it?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So here, okay.
See,
this is just go ahead. I think I know what you're gonna say. I agree.
I like it.
Really?
Kinda.
The whole we're gonna.
Like mano a mano. Because it scratched the helmet pretty bad, right? And it was kind of like non-functional. So it's you need to have a Predator finale where it doesn't have the mask. That's like the thing.
Oh yeah, that is the thing. I know. It's just this Predator.
So I almost, yeah.
This Predator gets his butt kicked.
Yeah. I mean, because don't they like kill each other? That's the thing here.
Basically.
Yeah. So ever since the 1990s, there have been 2 Alien movies every single decade. Huh. That is interesting.
I do like catching the little small head. That I like.
And like tearing it out.
Yeah.
It's so gross. It's like vomiting the acid. And, oh yeah, of course, it's finally. And then tail.
And the tail. Yep. We killed each other.
Yeah.
There's a silhouette right there. I got you. You got me.
Let's hug it out, bro. But yeah.
And then this is not the salvation you were looking for. Of course, you got to have an F-22 in a movie from this era.
Right? At least John McClane's not jumping around on the back of it.
Yeah. Well, it was an F-35, but yeah.
Oh, I suppose it was.
Now, I will
that
say...
little brief scene of the sheriff disintegrating was brutal.
The timing, by the way, of where that jet was when the blast happened, in the amount of time that went by, it does not sync up.
No. Jets are very fast.
Sigh. Oh my gosh, we did it. We made it through.
This is where the movie's over. Movie's done. Oh, okay, I guess.
Of course, the whole waking up to we crashed, but we're all fine. Helicopter?
I know, like the brother should have been like freaking.
Like look at that helicopter. By the way, helicopter crashes. People do not walk away from those very often. It's incredibly rare.
Outside of like the Army Ranger deploying groups where they like intentionally crash the helicopters for quick landings. Sorry, a buddy of mine was talking about that when they would just go in. They'd pretty much crash the helicopters each time, almost touching down to be super fast. Just like crunch up the bottoms, and they would just knock them out with. They just repair pieces of it and knock the dents out with sledgehammers. Yeah, and he's got the MP5s.
Just following orders.
Yeah, suppressed MP5s with what look like, are those ACOGs?
No, those are aim points.
Aim points.
Yep.
I'm terrible with scopes. That's big glaring omission in my education about guns is scopes, because I've never had the money to buy nice ones.
They are very expensive. Yeah, so
there's an alternate ending that was filmed for this movie at this point, and also it's pretty much canonized by a comic, I think. They all die immediately after this. They're all executed.
There's no way you would keep them alive. But they show them starting to treat this guy. You know, which is why it is extra sad. Like, you just killed everybody, but you're like putting the oxygen mask on him and like just shoot him. Like, don't pretend to help him and then just.
Yeah.
Because the SF guy even said, we were just following orders. You just killed the whole town. So why are we letting? Yeah, it's just it doesn't make any sense, and it really is because the movie, you got to have some speaking role survive the movie, or else at least on
the guy who composed for this movie actually did some heavy duty movies later. I mean, He was the co-composer for Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Really?
He was the composer for Thor: Dark World, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is amazing. He was one of the composers for Iron Man 3. Because I was kind of like listening to this music, and I'm like, the music isn't terrible.
Well, he actually uses the theme, even if I find it just derivative in a way, because he's just checking it off. But at least it's there. And
Yeah.
I mean, AVP's music was very just generically forgettable. But Yutani, yes. So we keep the the ties coming.
Oh, there was Wayland. Now there's Yutani, and really confusing dialogue that only people who say who know that the slogan for Wayland Yutani was "Building Better Worlds." Like, yeah. Shane Salerno, you should be ashamed of yourself.
This is the most, like I said, I am fairly certain that you could sit down with ChatGPT and create a better script than this.
Yeah. Brian, how would you fix it?
I think this is genuinely one that, without making a whole different movie, I don't think you could.
Agreed. You need like new actors, new characters.
Yeah.
Lights.
Yeah. Some lighting. Well, it's funny because I criticized AVP for being almost too showing everything. And this movie went the opposite direction, but it still was showing wide shots of everything. Well, it was a mixture, but when it did it so darkly lit, it didn't matter. And there's, again, you can show glimpses of things. You can show shadows and, kind of, jump cuts and having some fun with it in a way that is very effective. And actually, lighting is a huge part of that. But it's now I'm going to be looking for him here in the credits. By the way, Rainbow Song Franks. I'm just curious if he's going to be in here at all.
Yeah, I mean he was listed in there as
he's going to have to be when they start scrolling.
Some really generic little name.
Yeah.
Right. The credits are so strange. They're almost hard to follow.
Well, and they kind of they try to harken back to, the Arnold film, the original film. They do I assume it's kind of like grass cutouts, in the bottom of the text, right? Is that what they're going for?
Yeah. Almost like you're seeing it through the weeds.
Yeah, look at all these characters have single names.
Yeah, and they're bland names.
Yeah, Carrie, Buddy,
Deputy
Sam,
Joe.
Carl, Nathan, Richie,
Homeless
Harry,
Earl, Rainbow
there
Sun
he is,
Franks.
Earl. Yeah, Rainbow Sun. Yeah, oh,
who was
goodness.
just the dumbest cast member. His character was not interesting in that show, and
yeah, it was unfortunate.
They turned him into an interesting villain, but they didn't use him enough.
Nah, he just popped up 3 or 4 episodes I think total over season 2, and
hi,
maybe they gave
I'm
him
here to be a problem.
Yeah, they gave him the big black eye, and we're like,
yeah.
The speed that he went crazy to was a little bit all right. If you'd given that an episode or two to develop a little more time, it would have been more interesting. But yeah, hey, Peter Cummings was in this as a research assistant. Probably not the same.
Wow.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, this is a movie where to fix it, you would have to change so much that it wouldn't even be the same movie. Yeah, we already went through this, so I don't feel like rehashing it too hard. But yeah, you either go all in on a character movie, or you go all in on making the Predator the main character. And I really think it has to be one of those two. Pick one and do it. I think there's interesting ideas in both those directions. But what we got was just a by the numbers, every trope imaginable, horror tropes from the 90s and early 2000s, the movie.
Yeah. Ugh. Well.
But you know what?
What else can be said?
There's not much else. That's the thing is, it's just there's I mean, and this the idea, at least on film, kind of died here. Has there been any real movement I apologize, anybody hearing my dog in the background. Has there been any real movement in doing any kind of AVP on screen? I mean, I'm assuming in games
Yes.
and in comics it has continued, but so what's
There
going on
have
there?
been hints of well, for one thing, like in the recent animated film or collection of short films, I should call it, Predator Killer of Killers.
Oh, that was
They
on Hulu, right?
Predator. Uh-huh. They have a predator in there who has a cloak made of alien tails. Um, there's definitely there have been blatant hints in Alien Earth about predators, otherwise referred to as the Yucha, or Yautja, and some people believe because of a couple of like set photos and quick details, that there might actually be a xenomorph appearing in Predator Badlands.
Okay.
So there is still an interconnection between the two of them that exists, and especially with Trachtenberg kind of godfathering Predator right now. I think that they're going to be moving the two of them a little bit more together just for funsies.
Well, I would be totally down for an attempt at this again if it's done well. I mean, I know that's an easy thing to say, like, well, I'll be interested in any movie if it's good. No, like very specifically this though, like if you just make it have a reason beyond just people want to see aliens and predators fight. That is a compelling idea for sure, and especially in a game or a comic, the idea of these two, really famous, IP creatures clashing. I get it. It is genuinely appealing.
Yeah.
But you do need more than just that to create a film that's worth watching. You need it to you need lore reasons, you need a story that matters, you need something that moves the, it needs to be more than just an excuse to watch them fight.
Yeah. There needs to be a good reason for it. And I thought that the reason established in Alien vs. Predator, the first one, was fun. It was decent.
Yeah.
It was a big, goofy movie, and it was great for what it was. This one was like trying to be something like grounded but edgy and human but like very alien, I guess is the best way to put it, and it just ended up just kind of being nothing. The aliens didn't stand out in this movie. The Predator was kind of the standout, but he was kind of like intermittent. He didn't make sense in how he was written. Very uneven. And then you had the humans who were just like bland. And there was nothing about this movie that stood out other than the fact that it was dark. Yeah. You have a couple of really good kills in there.
But to say, like the deaths, there was deaths that were memorable, and that's about it.
Mm. And yeah, it just, I don't know. It's weird, is what it is.
Yeah. No, this is, I wish it was too. Like I said, I weirdly, I just randomly have seen this more than I'd like to admit for various reasons. And I still have trouble remembering exact plot points. And that's just a testament to how just unremarkable this thing is and how unmemorable it is. So, yeah, I got really nothing left on this one. It's just, I mean, it's part of, it's part of the, if you're interested in Predators and Aliens, it's like, see it and, just kind of get it out of the way in a way, which is kind of what we did. It's like, well, we don't just ignore this. Let's go ahead and do it. And, it's, I'm not mad it exists, but it's just, again, these are the movies, and this is where I just briefly say I'm pissed when more care isn't taken, because movies like these are why you then don't get any more movies in it for a long time. Like the consequence of a bad movie is that then you get nothing.
Yeah. This is one of the biggest disappointments for me.
Yeah.
I liked Alien vs. Predator. I was excited when they announced that they were going to be doing a sequel. The trailers didn't look great, but for a 16-year-old, I'm like, oh, bloody, gory. This looks cool. And it was hollow. I think it's
Yeah.
the best way to describe this movie. It's hollow, it's soulless.
I agree.
I'm kind of glad the directors aren't directing movies anymore because they don't really deserve to after this. I don't think this movie should exist. I'm sad this movie exists.
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, there's like little moments of guilty pleasure in here for me. I like the Predator himself for the first third of the film, and then it's just like done. After
Done.
that, it's just there's just nothing else left. And I mean, we'll the other franchise we haven't touched yet, we'll definitely get there at some point. The Terminator is another example of just how far you can fall from the heights that certain franchise start with, and it's just sad.
Yeah, I remember watching Terminator Dark Fate in theaters and being disappointed, but still sitting there going, at least it wasn't Terminator Genesis.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, again, when you're like, yeah, but this franchise started with just two arguably masterclass films. And
I mean, you can make an argument that Terminator 2 is the single greatest action movie ever made.
It's definitely in the conversation. Totally.
Mm.
Either way, I think we should wrap this one up because I just don't even want to try to talk about this movie anymore.
I agree.
But we'll be back
That's all I got.
with a better film. That's the only tease. Next week is a better film. One that I actually am looking forward to.
He's saying that because we're recording these in a way that we don't actually know when these are going to get published. So we can just put them anywhere.
I'm playing the odds. I know the list for the rest of the year, and there's not a single movie. The worst movie I can think of is the third movie in a trilogy, and that movie is not even close to as bad as this movie, and that's not a great movie. But just leave it at that.
Yep.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
What he's talking about. Good night, everybody.
There's doors and corners, kid. If you don't clear the room, if you don't come in slow, that room will eat you.